What's good, people? We're on the Taiwan side today because we are here again to talk about who is coming to the game next. We're probably going to do this regularly just because people are always kind of trying to figure out who's going to be next to the game coming out, throwing out different theories and things like that. And then on top of that, I just enjoy doing the same thing myself, trying to figure out who might be coming and why. All right. It is also pretty important. Helps you figure out how to plan out your tickets, your gyms, everything like that. So it doesn't hurt anybody and it's kind of fun. All right. Now, there is a theory slash leak going around the community. That the theory itself is not new. The specific player is for this time is, but it has happened a couple times before. So we're going to talk about it, the likelihood that it might actually be true and why. And here in what Wimby's event has 3 days and some hours left on it. So here in about 4 days, we should get a little hint that's gonna let us know if we're right or not when Dunk City posts their player hint about whoever's coming next, right? So first off, for anybody who might not be able to tell who that is in the thumbnail, the player is Kyrie. Okay. That game mode that you see is the little Super League mode that they added to the game. And the way this has been going and why everybody is paying so much attention to it now is because the first time when they first added Super League to the game, I don't know if it was already in the files or if it took people a while to see it. But after a while, people saw Draymond Green in the Super League mode as one of the players. Now, he actually came to the game. People talked about it. They saw it. They thought he might be coming. He was in the next update, right? So that made people think that, okay, this is going to be a way that we can kind of tell whenever they're going to be adding somebody to the game. Well, we then saw Tyrese Halliburton. Okay. He was actually the entire reason why I actually committed to downloading the Taiwan version of the game because I didn't know about him yet. I wasn't sure if he was somebody I would want to spend my tickets on, but words were sounding really good on him. Everybody was talking very highly of him. So I'm like, okay, I need to know what this guy's about. Come to find out, he's one of my favorite players in the game now, right? And especially once he gets to global. We're gonna keep talking though. But yeah, one of my favorite players now. I love his kit. His play style is very different, especially with him being a point guard. It's fun. He's a lot of fun. It's amazing. Okay. Basically, same way as Draymond Green. People saw Halliburton and they assumed, okay, he has to be the next one coming to the game. But instead, we ended up getting Paul Pierce, right? Not something we're mad at. Definitely a player that's still pretty solid, pretty good at the time. I think he got added before Jalen Brown. I don't know if it was before or after, but I went back and forth between him and Jalen Brown, kind of being my favorite scoring small forwards. I talk about it in a couple of videos. I do still take Jalen, I think, over Paul, just because people do kind of know how to defend his step back and bump now and everything. But point being, he was what ended up coming to the game instead of Halliburton. So now us seeing this Super League thing, seeing Kyrie Irving, is he the one that's going to be coming to the game, or is this just a thing where they happen to have him in the files, right? Well, let's think about evidence, okay? First things first, we haven't had this happen often enough, or at least maybe I haven't been made aware. I haven't seen it make it too far around for people to talk about with many other characters outside of these three. That being said, we don't know if this is a case of they have a lot of future players in the files already that just happen to get caught in there sometimes. This is very possible. They have a whole Taiwan side of the game, so it's not like they don't know what characters they are going to want to use and things of that nature, they could definitely add them in months ahead of time into the files and things like that and not actually have them available. We know that that's possible because we saw Tyrese Halliburton and we still haven't gotten him yet. And there was no nerf or buff to him or anything like that since then. So we know it wasn't likely that it was like a last second pull or anything like that. It's just he happened to be in the Super League files, but wasn't actually coming to the game, right? Until we see them do this with more players, it will be hard to assume that they just have a lot of the files already in the game. Even though it sounds like something likely, like I said, since we have a Taiwan version and everything, there are a lot of other players that we could have not only been seeing since Super League started, but could also still be seeing now that we don't see. I don't think anybody has seen T Mac, um, Blake Griffin. I don't think anybody saw Wimby in there before he got added or anything. I don't think it's a regular thing that's been happening with all of the other players since Super League was released, right? That being said, either way is possible. So, what's some other things we can look at to kind of let us know, right? Well, it has been a good while since we got our last point guard being Drew Holiday, right? We got a center, we got a shooting guard, we've gotten a good, fair few other people. And on top of that, the main point I always like to bring up is we are almost caught up to Taiwan as far as players that we need. Okay. They're still constantly adding players, but as we're going, there are less and less players that we know can be coming to us based off of who's releasing over there. Because even when they release somebody new, we usually know we're not getting that person and we're probably not getting the person before them yet. That's going to be something that might take a good little amount of time, right? So, that being said, what characters do we still have to catch up with? Well, it's Tyrese, Kyrie Irving, okay. We got Blake Griffin for the power forwards. Meta World Peace also, but I think he's small forwards. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, Blake Griffin is the only power forward we got. Meta World Peace, small forward, but he's somewhat recent. It's getting further away now that they've added Rondo, Anthony Edwards. It's been some space since him now, but Meta World Peace wasn't added like super long ago in Taiwan. So he's not necessarily on my radar, but he is possible. So Blake, Meta, we already got Alonzo Mourning. We already got all these other guys except for the Taiwan exclusives. So we're getting to a point where now, outside of Blake, Meta, Kyrie, Tyrese, Tracy McGrady, and Anthony Edwards, who again, along with Rondo, is one of the new people. So I'm not really counting them. Um, we only have so many players left. Okay. The only reason in my opinion, I don't see us getting Kyrie or Tyrese Halliburton next is just because both of them are modern players and they have had a tendency to kind of jump back and forth between dropping a modern player and then a legendary player. Or I don't know if that's what they call them. I don't ever pay attention to it. And I tried to check as if I'm not on the Taiwan side right now whatever they call the historic players, Ray Allen, Tracy McGrady, all those guys, um, they usually alternate between dropping one and the other. And since we just got Wimby, before him we had Iverson. Before Iverson, we had was it Pierce? Was Pierce the last drop before Iverson? I could be tweaking. I'm not sure. If Pierce was the last drop before Iverson, then my theory's wrong right there. That's two historical players in a row. So it's very possible we could get two modern players, meaning Kyrie or Tyrese Halliburton would still make sense. Um, but to counter my own point, I think that they also would not be adding any of the historic players that could be added right now. Only ones they could do is Blake Griffin, um, Blake Griffin, Meta World Peace, and Tracy McGrady. Those are the only three. Don't think they would do T Mac just because we just got a shooting guard not too long ago. We know that they don't like to throw those shooting guards out all that often. And then Blake, it would kind of fit because we haven't gotten a power forward since I want to say Malone or Rodman, whichever. I'm not a big power forward guy, but whichever one of those two, you can switch them out. One of them two was the last one. So a power forward is possible. Small forward, we have gotten a good amount of them, especially Jaylen Brown and Paul Pierce being within a fairly small time span. So I don't think we have to worry about small forwards for a while. So that being said, I feel that we can go ahead and rest on it being Kyrie or Tyrese. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know about everybody else, but that's who I'm thinking. And honestly, I'm just ready for him to be added to the game. I'm more so excited for Tyrese than Kyrie. I don't know that I'm actually going to pull Kyrie when he drops. I know I said that with Wemby and then I did it for a talent video and everything, but I will realistically probably just take y'all in the practice gym and use him over on the global when he first drops. Just because if he does drop, I don't feel like Tyrese Halliburton, Tracy McGrady, or Anthony Edwards are going to be very far behind him. And those are all players that I know I will absolutely want to use, probably more than Kyrie, especially since I got Iverson already, right? So we're going to see how this goes. You can drop whatever theories you might have down in the comments about whoever else you think might be coming in. Outside of that, I appreciate y'all watching, man. We should have an interesting week coming up. I'm excited to see who we're going to be getting next. But if you made it this long, appreciate you watching. Hopefully this helps y'all out. Drop it low, whoever you think might be coming to the game, and I will catch y'all boys on the next one.